What is up, you guys? Glitchiz here, and welcome back to the channel. Today I have a very special video for you guys. I'm going to be going over the ultimate farming route for all of your shiny deviations. I've put together a basically farming checklist, a farming schedule that you guys can follow that has a ton of useful information on it, and I think it's going to optimize your farming routes a ton and help you get these shinies a lot quicker, because as you all know, they are pretty rare. And I'm going to attempt to do the impossible and show you everything you need to know live so you get a perfect idea of what you can expect. For the sake of time, I obviously won't go and refarm the same activities over and over and over. I will show every location at least once, but if it doesn't drop, it doesn't drop. But that's just the nature of the video, but you will have all the information you need to do it properly. But before we jump into that, I do have to give a huge shout out to the sponsor of this video, and that is Instant Gaming. Instant Gaming is a company that gets you all of your games for much cheaper prices. How it works is they buy all of their digital CD keys straight from the source, so you save the money from the production costs that you normally would be paying for from a physical copy. The great thing is not only do you get the discounts, but they have basically every single version of said game on all your different favorite platforms. So take Space Marine 2, for example. Right now it is 24% off. The normal edition's normally $67, almost $70. You're only going to be paying a little over $50 for your copy, and they have it on PC and Xbox Series X and S. So all of these favorite games that you're looking for should be available on all of your favorite platforms. They also have paid monthly subscription cards for your favorite MMOs, for things like World of Warcraft, Final Fantasy, that type of stuff, as well as pay cards for your favorite game wallets, like the PlayStation Store and the Steam wallet, for example. So if you want to save a ton of money on your future game purchases, be sure to check out Instant Gaming. I'm going to be putting an affiliate link down in the first line of the description. Feel free to click that to help support the channel and help get some big discounts on your future games. Also, as part of my partnership with Instant Gaming, I'm hosting once a month a free game giveaway. All you have to do is click the second link in the description, and that will take you to my partner giveaway with Instant Gaming. Click one button to participate, and then all you have to do, from what I'm told, is click a few extra links to just follow Instant Gaming on different social media platforms to increase your chances of winning. And then once a month, a special winner is going to be selected, and you will get to pick a game of your choice. So big incentive to check it out. And thanks again to Instant Gaming for sponsoring the video and helping support the Glitch Gang community. But without any further ado, let's jump into the video. So before I get into doing the run live, there's one thing that I want to share with you guys that I put together, and that is a cheat sheet basically that has all the information you're going to need to know about where and when to farm different things. So let's pull that up now. I won't bother linking this in the basically description as something you can download, but I made it small enough to where you can probably just screenshot it here and use it to follow along on your own and get your own little copy of it. But basically, the shiny deviation farming schedule. The first thing that I wanted to bring to you guys' attention is through the dozens of hours that I've put into farming these deviants. I've come up with some key information and also sourced information from other players that have kind of matched and coincided with the information that I've gathered doing it myself, and that is the respawn timers for all the deviations. The biggest time sink that you're going to be putting into getting these is going after deviations that are guaranteed not to spawn if you get them at least once. So knowing the timings of when things spawn and when things don't is going to save you a lot of time in the long run. So here it is as it stands for shrooms. The mushrooms, they are, from what I've found, on a 2-hour reset, and you can only get one deviation drop per 2-hour reset. So if you jump into the mushroom cave, start farming away some mushrooms, and you get a deviant to drop, whether it's a shiny or not, don't bother continuing to farm mushrooms because you're not going to get one. After 2 hours, you should be able to go back to the cave and have a chance at getting another one. So keep that in mind. For cats, from what I've seen, it is on a 30-minute reset, and there's no limit to how many you can get. So anytime you go to a main town, which I'll be showing here shortly, cycle through all 10 worlds, see if you can get any variations through each of those. If it doesn't work, Try again 30 minutes later if you want, and you should have new basically attempts at those cats respawning. For the butterfly, that is 30 minutes to an hour. It's kind of varied depending on which location I've gone to. I will show you guys several different locations, including my favorite one, which I guarantee you now, once I show it, everyone's going to be going here. It's not one that everyone has been going to lately, but that one also has no limit. It's considered a world drop. So same as the cats, you would just find and pick one of the particular locations you want, cycle through all 10 worlds. If you don't get it, then you can either jump to another butterfly spawn location and try that, or continue on to the next thing in the farm, which I'll go over here in a minute. For the slimes, there is no reset, but the average drop rate that I found is 1 in every 10 runs or so. So no limit. You can do it as long as you want. That's why we kind of keep this one for last. Next, we have the Digby boys and the bunny variants. The Digby boys and the bunnies are unique because from what I found, they share a world spawn drop timer similar to the trunks of cars and the chests that you pick up from the world. And that is a 4-hour reset. And you're also limited to only 2 at a time. So if you go and start farming Digby boys and you get 2 Digby boys to drop, don't bother going after any more bunnies or going after any more Digby boys. Once you get 2 within a 4-hour period, you won't be able to get any more. So just wait the 4 hours until the next world reset and then attempt it again until you get your next 2 drops. You can get 2 Digby boys, 2 bunnies, or 1 of each if you like. So that choice I leave totally up to you. So that is the spawn timers. Definitely keep a mental note of that. It'll save you a ton of time in the long run. But as for the farm itself, this is what I've come up with. And the example I'm running with is, say, a 12 p.m. afternoon reset. Ideally, if you want the best chances, in my opinion, you would want to try and run these for the best results later in the night or during times of the day when your server isn't as active, because the more people running around trying to find these, obviously, the less chances you are going to have of getting at least some of the world drops. So the later evening hours, from my experience, tend to be a little bit better results. But the first thing you want to do is go for your cats run number 1. So that means each main town that has a cat spawn, go through every single major town through all 10 worlds. That takes about 20 minutes or so. You can do it really quick. And again, I'm going to show you every one of these locations and show you the exact spawn location where the cat spawns in every major town. Next, you want to do your first mushroom run. That's going to be in the mushroom cave that I'll show off. That takes about 10 to 15 minutes usually to get your mushroom deviant to drop, whether it's a shiny or not. Then we're going to do a second cat run, again, every major town, because by that point we would have hit 30 minutes, or 30 minutes. It would have been, 30 minutes. So the cats should have respawned by this point. And the reason why I have 3 cat runs is because the cat has the most variations of all of the other ones. So throwing in 3 rounds of cats will increase your chances of getting all the different variations. So again, each main town, all 10 worlds, that's another 20 minutes or so approximately. Then you want to either choose Digby boys or bunnies. Technically, you can do one or the other, but if you're trying to be efficient, this is basically an example of if you just picked a day where all I want to do is farm shinies, this is an example of what I would recommend. So pick either Digby boys or bunnies to save time, and then farm for 2 max of either of those drops. That can take upwards of 30 to 40 minutes. For my example, for the video, for the sake of time, I won't do all 10 worlds. I'll probably just do 1 or 2 quick runs and show you the route of the favorite place that I like to go. Then after that, we're going to do a third cat run. So again, all major towns plus all 10 worlds on those towns. And the cats go pretty quick. Some of them you can see right from the teleporter, so it's not as long as you would think. Then by this point, we should be about 2 hours into the run, which means our mushroom respawn will have happened. You can go back to the mushroom cave and farm for another 10 to 15 minutes to get your second mushroom drop, whether it's a shiny or a regular. Once you get that to drop, then I would recommend going after some butterflies. So pick any one of the butterfly locations that I'm going to show you and farm all 10 worlds for that one first location. After that, you can pick another butterfly location because we have about an hour and a half to 2 hours to spare until the next 4-hour reset. So go and pick a second butterfly location. You can, if you want, go to like the Ravenous Hunter, which I have for step number 9, and just farm that non-stop, because you can do it infinitely to try and get all of them all at once for the Ravenous Hunter. But to keep things kind of fresh and not get bored, I would recommend doing a butterfly, just so you can get a little bit of everything. But pick another butterfly location, do all 10 worlds for that one. Then with the last 45 minutes to an hour, you can go and farm the Ravenous Hunter, or as many times as you want. There is no limit to how many times you can do it. So that's why I leave it for last. And then just go and farm your slimes. And then once you're fed up or done with farming the slimes, or you get a shiny, for example, and you want to take a break, that's step number 10. Take a break, eat some food, stretch your legs a little bit, and then just wait for the next 4-hour world reset. So if we started at 12, that means the next one where all these things are going to be refreshed would be 4 p.m. Then after that, it would be 8, and then again at 12 a.m. midnight. So that is kind of the order of operations that you want to take things, and the order of operations that I'm going to run you through right now to give you an idea of how things work. So let's jump into that. And so right out the gate, we are going to do our first cats run. And I won't go through every single town, every single world for the sake of time, but I will do it at least once for this first run. So I like to start right at this one here in Tallgrass Inn, because this is the easiest one to see and it's typically usually filled up. So I like to get it out of the way. And by the way, I know this is probably going to be a little bit longer video, so for the sake of time, again, I will add timestamps down in the description for each different basically deviation type. So if there's a specific one you're looking for, you can jump to that and see only the locations I recommend for that, so on and so forth. So be sure to check that out too. That will save you guys a little bit of time. But here we are. This is the first one. The deviation, for those of you that may not know, if you're new to the game, is going to spawn right on this little tiny middle island. And the cool thing about Tallgrass Inn, it's actually the fastest one, is you don't even have to leave the teleporter. You just look over. I don't see a bubble. Hit G, switch worlds, and switch. Immediately look over. We have nothing. The other thing to take in consideration is, regardless of how many NPCs or player vehicles that are in the area take to spawn, the deviations will be instantly spawning. So as soon as you switch a world, you should be able to look over and see that deviation bubble right away. So you don't have to worry about waiting for things to load and stuff like that. You can do it really quick. Go on to world 2, look over. I don't see anything. World 3, oops, world 3. Don't see anything. See, there's already someone here probably looking for him. World 4. Nothing here. World 5. Nothing here. Like I said, I get this one out first. See how instantly that thing popped up? And the other thing is we all have the normal extra dimensional cat. So I look at it, and if I see white with those black stripes, I don't even bother picking it up. You're looking for the plain white one with no stripes. That's the Siamese. The orange one, or the black tuxedo cat. Those are the ones you're going to be looking for. If it's white with stripes, I don't even bother with it. If I see that off in the distance, I just completely ignore it and go straight to the next world. So that is where you would see the spawn for Tallgrass Inn. I won't go through all the worlds again for the sake of time, but that's Tallgrass Inn. Next, you can go to any one you want. I prefer to go to basically the Blackfell zone. This is the most annoying, at least on my server, because it is filled with people's trucks, so it's always super laggy. So I'll only do a couple world skips here, but I will show the location of where the cat spawns for those of you that may not know. So the cat will spawn on the top floor. It can spawn on the bottom floor, so what I like to do is I like to just roll real quick from the teleporter. Actually, if you just jump a couple times, you can usually see if there is a deviant bubble up there. If you don't see it and you want to save time, you can just instantly go to the next one. I tend to, if I have the time, like to roll a little bit, because you can see the numbers really quick on this bottom floor. Sometimes it bugs out and it can be on the bottom floor too. But if I'm in a hurry, again, just turn, look at the top, and you should be able to see like that. Actually, why did that look orange? And I can't move because there's cars all over the place right here that take forever to spawn. I'm underneath someone's truck right now. It's so frustrating. But that is where the cat would spawn here. And it looks like white with stripes, so we don't need it. But that is what you're looking for from the teleporter to quickly dodge between worlds. You just look up. If you see the bubble hovering on the second floor, you're good to go. And you know if it's there or not. If you don't see one, go to the next world. So moving on, we're going to go to the Greywater Camp. So we're in Greywater Camp. And the spawn location is going to be in the building right behind where the teleporter is. So we'll just run over there real quick. So this building right here, you're going to spawn in from the teleporter when you switch worlds. And it can be either right here in this hallway. But what I like to do is I like to do a quick roll. And you can actually see it through the wall. We'll be coming from this direction. I do a quick roll. And then I just turn my camera angle to look out that back door. Because sometimes they spawn on the back of the building too. So I'll just do this as an example real quick because it's fast. Hop worlds. Go to world 2. I immediately run through this door, and there you go. There's a spawn. Black with white, or white with black stripes. We don't want it. Just for the hell of it, we'll do another one because it's quick. Go to world 3. Because I'm still on the hunt for, I think, one more of the deviation variants. Nothing there. Go back. Do it again. World 4. Go into the room. Nothing there. And you would just do that over and over again on all 10 worlds and cycle through all 10 of them. So then once you do that, you're done with Greywater Camp. Move on to the next one. So then we go to Deadsville. Now Deadsville, there's a little trick to spotting these a little bit quicker as well. Now for Deadsville, the cat will spawn in the room of this window. So the second you come out of the teleporter, what I do is I run up to the top of this little tent here. And then if you jump a couple times, you'll be able to see that cat bubble in the window of the bedroom. So we don't have one right now. Let's go to World 1. Jump on the tent. I don't see it. Come on. World 2. I don't see it. I don't think I've ever gotten 0 spawns in this place. But we're doing it live. That's what happens. You're not always going to find one. Especially if there just happens to be someone farming them at the same time. But at least knowing where to look will make it go a little bit quicker. One more attempt here. And nothing. So just to be a little bit more clear, we're looking through that window, but if you do see one, it's going to be right here. It'll spawn right in this bedroom. So that is Deadsville for the cats. Last but not least, the final town is going to be Myers Market. This one's a popular one as well because you can spot this pretty quick. But you're going to want to run up. And then the spawn location for this cat is going to be in the back room just outside of the spawn. You're just going to want to roll and look into this back room. So go back to the teleporter. We didn't see one. Go to World 1. I do one quick roll. Nothing there. Go to World 2. One quick roll, and there we go. White cat, black stripes, we don't want it, but at least you know where it spawns. We'll do one more for the hell of it. World 3. Nothing. I do need another cat as well, so I might as well try a couple more here because it's quick. Nothing. All right, we'll do one more. Go to 5. Another white with black stripes. The only downside to doing it in these lower tier zones is the level of the deviation will be a little bit lower. However, it's actually not as big of a deal as you think, because if you carry these over to the next season, from what I'm told from the devs, there is updates coming, and they have already announced it, to fuse deviations together to make them stronger. That it is a feature that's been confirmed that's going to be added to the game. So even if you take the time and find an alternate variant that you like, even if it's a low level, don't worry too much, because eventually we will be able to rank these up. So you can hold on to them at lower levels either way. But that is how you farm the cats. And I won't do that a second time. I just wanted to go through at least once to show you the spawn location for every major town. So now we know. And now while we're here, the next thing we want to do, if we go to our guide, is look for shrooms. And the reason I left Myers Market for last is because it's actually right near the famous mushroom cave. So we can go and teleport there. And aim for at least one mushroom deviant. Now we should be guaranteed going through this cave at least one drop. From my experience, it's usually 1 in every 30 mushrooms. My last like 5 that I've gotten have been before I hit 30. So I pretty much get one guaranteed every time as long as I'm following this refresh pattern. But you want to look down, see if you see mushrooms, which we do. So this world should be okay. I like to grab this little chest here every time. Lets me know that it has officially refreshed. As well as get some energy links and some mod calibration parts. And then you just want to go through this entire cave and loot mushrooms until you get a mushroom deviant to drop. It might not be a shiny, but we just want to get it to drop. That way we know that we've hit our limit for the 2-hour refresh. So I'll do one run of this cave. If we don't get it, for the sake of the video, I won't run it again. That's really bad luck. Almost every time, though, I've gotten one. Usually by halfway through the cave, I've gotten one. But we'll see. I waited for the full 4-hour reset, so everything should be back. I should have one up for grabs, if you will. And these mushrooms are all over the place in here. One there, should be one over here. 2 over here, actually. Two here. There's none up on that ledge, that's why I didn't bother going over there. A couple right here. One around this corner. There it is. And look at that. We get an extra large. Got a shiny. The RNG gods have smiled upon us. Let's see. That's my second one that I've gotten. I've got the both blue butterflies. I've gotten both festering gels using this method. I've got 2 extra large grow shrooms now, a 2-2 and a 2-1. So this is the new one that I've gotten, Lazy Bones and Optimism. I haven't gotten the blue one yet, so I'm still on the hunt for that. I've got the Tuxedo Cat, still on the hunt for the orange one and the Siamese one. And then I've got no Digby boys or bunnies left because I've just recently started farming for those. But this method is the route to go to get them. Who knows? Maybe we'll get lucky again and get it during this run. So there's a shiny deviant number 1 for this run. And now I'm already breaking my rule. I'm going and collecting more. Once we get our first drop of the mushroom, we know that we won't get any more for another 2 hours. So at this point, we're done. It was less than 30, so we don't even have to worry about it anymore. So now we leave, and the next thing on the list after the shrooms run is cats number 2. Now, it hasn't been 30 minutes because I didn't take the time to do everything fully and do every world. If you're doing all 10 worlds across all basically 5 or 6 main cities, a half hour would have gone by the time you get your mushroom. So then you could go and do your second round of cats. I won't bother with it now because I'm going a little bit quicker. So skip this for the video, but you will be able to do it when you're doing the run normally. So the next thing we can work on is Digby's and bunnies. I'm going to hunt for some Digby's. So let's show off that. Actually, let's do one of each. That way I can show you my favorite locations for both. So for the Digby boys, my favorite go-to location for silver and gold ore is going to be this teleporter right here, just south of the 73 source extraction point. So let's go and teleport there now. So let's go and do that. So look at that. We already got a shiny using this method. But the cool thing is when you time it properly, you can go one right after another and you don't waste any time and you get the maximum pulls of potential variant drops within the time limit you're allotted. So now we're at the base. So let's go ahead and teleport to the Digby boy location. And now, again, like I mentioned before, the Digbies and the bunnies are tied together. So if you get 2 Digby boy drops, if I happen to get 2 within this run, there's no point in me going for the bunnies. I'll show you the bunny either way, just so you can see the locations that I like to go to. But if you get 2 of any given one, don't bother hunting down anymore because you're not going to be able to. You have to wait another 4 hours until the next reset. So one thing I would highly recommend, for the Digby boys at least, is to equip a sniper rifle, as well as, if you have it, eating a special food, I don't think I have any on me, called the canned seafood oil. That will give you a chance of getting a ton more ore. If you're taking the time, 45 minutes straight, potentially, if you're doing it fully, to farm silver and gold, you might as well get as many of the silver and gold ore as possible along the way. So I like popping one of those resource food items. But what you want to do, and the reason why you want a sniper rifle, is because there's a lot of places that you can just scope out and see if there's a node there from afar and save you some running around. So for this, when you spawn at the teleporter, regardless of world, first thing you're going to want to do is scope in right here, see if you see any silver or gold nodes. None there. Then you want to turn around 180 and look at this patch over here, because a few gold can potentially spawn on this patch. If you don't see it there, continue on forward. I like to jump on this rock and glide down the hill, save a little bit of run time. And while I'm gliding, I'm looking over there, no silver. Looking right here, no silver. And then you want to just head across the river. And the silver nodes are the trickiest. You will, after doing it a few times, you'll learn what to look for. They basically look like the tin, but they're bigger chunks and are a lot more duller. So especially during the daylight, it's even easier to notice because the aluminum and tin, they shine a lot more. And the tungsten for sure is easy to spot because they got like the spikes coming out of them. If you don't see spikes, then you won't have to worry about it. But I scope in right here because gold can sometimes spawn there. Then I look down the edge of this cliff because those 2 rock piles can potentially have silver. If I don't see it there, I immediately jump across the river. And while I'm gliding, I kind of scope out this ridge here. This particular node right here can sometimes be gold or silver. So I look to there. Then you want to just scope out this hillside here. Don't see anything there. No luck. And then what I do is I just run straight up this hill because there's a cluster of nodes at the top of the hill. Check these out, see if there's any gold or silver there. Doesn't look like it. And then I turn around and look backwards to see if there's any along this route. And the reason I do it this way is because there's 4 wild corrupted wolves in this area. And if you walk manually to check out these ones face to face, you're pretty much going to aggro all of these dogs along the way and they're just going to chase you the whole time. If you go up this hill first, you can avoid aggroing them and not have to worry about them running after you the entire time, and still get a chance to see all the spawns. So we're getting really unlucky with our spawns actually. Normally I get more than this. But you want to check out those nodes right there. Then I like to scope in over here because gold and silver can spawn on these little clusters. None there. And then look just over the edge and spawn these ones because silver and gold, there's our first one there, can spawn here. Oh, now while I'm doing this, another big tip that I want to let you guys know that I found from trial and error is everyone that is farming these are typically using solar drills. But from what I have found is whenever you get a Digby boy with a solar drill, it typically drops as a 2-2. However, if you use an advanced electric drill, they drop at 3.3. So if you want a little bit higher level deviation, I would recommend crafting a few of the advanced electric rock drills and get a higher level variation out of it. But let's go ahead. I don't have any of the Digby boys yet, so I'm going to laugh if I get another shiny here during this video live. So let's go ahead and break open this. And I did wait for the full 4-hour reset, so we should have up to 2 drops potentially that we can get. If I don't get any within this one run, that's okay. Maybe I'll get a shot at the bunny when I go to show that off. But what you want to do from there is just jump back up to this cliff ledge. And because we already scoped out the cluster on the opposite side, no clusters really spawn in the middle that have gold or silver. So I just run along this wall or this cliff ledge here towards the next little grouping, which is going to be on the back side of this cliff. There's a ton of ore there. You can quickly spot down here if you want. Sometimes silver can spawn here and there, but it doesn't look like we got lucky. But the real one you want to look for is this side here. So we've got a bunch of potential clusters all along this little field here. There's a silver node there. Nothing on the close edge. Nothing there. But we do have that one in the back. So let's go and grab the silver node in the middle. Here's what silver looks like. It's more dirt than rock, but the clusters are a lot bigger and it's much more dull. So nothing there. Then you want to just beeline it backwards, back up the hill. And then jump off this cliff. And while you're gliding, look straight down to see if any of those coastal ones have it. Look over there to see if any of those have it. That might be one. I don't think it is. I think that might be tin. We can scope in real quick. Nope, that's aluminum. And then all of these have a potential to be gold and silver. A gold cluster spawns over here. That can have gold there in like a 3 cluster spawn. But any one of these can potentially be silver. So make sure to check all of these as you're running. As we get to the top, there's going to be a bunch more along this riverbed here. So all of these can potentially be silver. And then the last ones of the run are going to be that node right there, which unfortunately doesn't look like we got anything. So this was actually a really low run. I'll be sure to show clips throughout this showing the proof of different drops that I've gotten from all of these locations. But yeah, this was unfortunately a very surprised we didn't get more on this one. We only got 3 drops. One thing I will do is just for these ones that are right out of the gate. Quickly check here. Nothing, nothing. Nothing there. World 2. I see it spawning here a lot. There you go. There's a gold. So let's go ahead and check out this one. And again, if you follow my sheet, this one can potentially take upwards of 30-40 minutes. It's a little bit of a longer run, and they are tend to be a little bit more rare. So nothing over there. Let's do it again. World 3. We'll do it just for these close ones. I do need the Digby boys myself. Looks like someone's already been here, going around, so we won't even bother for that. Nothing over there. Got a silver. I find them a lot in this first little cluster right by the river. There's our Digby boy. So that's our first one of 2. So technically, I could continue running this over and over again through all 10 worlds. If I'm doing the full run across all 10 worlds, you're almost guaranteed to get your 2 drops. So there's our first one. So now we know we have 1 potential drop left. Instead of doing Digby boys, however, let's, for the sake of time, go and check out some bunnies. So there's 2 particular locations that I like to use, depending on the time of day. If it's midday when things are pretty busy, I like to do this one. If you go here and spawn at this teleporter, You should be able to see the tree right away off in the distance. It's going to be that tree right there. You would basically just hop on your motorcycle, drive down the road, ramp up the side of the hill, and drive straight to the tree and chop it down. For the bunnies, I will preface this by saying you can't get them with a chainsaw. You have to use an axe. I recommend the tungsten axe. So be sure to use an axe, not the electric chainsaw. But that is actually not the fastest one. This is probably the second fastest one in my opinion. If you're doing this later at night, like we are, when you don't have to worry about as many people taking your spawns of the trees, my fastest one that I like to do is actually this one here. It's going to be right outside of the giant stairs Prime War. So let's go ahead to this teleporter. And then what we want to do is the tree is located right on top of this hill. So we can go ahead and mark it and drive over there. And the reason why this is the fastest, if you don't know the trick, is because it's located right inside the perimeter of a Primor zone. And when you run in and out of a Primor zone, it automatically reloads the instance of the map, which makes the tree respawn faster. Normally it's like a 4 to 5 minute respawn, but we can do it within 6 runs through the border over time, within a matter of seconds, and have that tree quickly spawn back. So long as another player isn't there trying to steal it from you. That's the one downside, and why I gave the example of the other one is because during the day, quite a few people know this location, and if you go there mid-afternoon when it's really busy, you could have 3 or 4 people fighting over this one tree. So it might be really annoying because it might spawn quickly, but you only get 1 or 2 hacks at it, and then it goes away. So then you want to go to one that's a little less occupied. But for this one, we should be good to just drive over there and have free reign on it. So you want to follow this, and there it is. So far, so good. Just drive straight up to the tree. And then here's the border for the Primor territory. I like to park right outside of it. So now we want to get off our drill, throw our tungsten axe on, and run up to the tree. And now here, oh, I see another motorcycle. That might mean someone else is here, but we'll see. But go ahead, start chopping. Now, in theory, we have one of our 2 drops left, so we could potentially get another Fetch-a-Lot bunny drop here. We haven't reached our 2 deviation limit. So there goes the tree. Now, normally, if it was the other location, you have to wait 4 or 5 minutes for it to respawn, or drive all the way back to that teleporter, switch to a different world, and then drive back again. But with this one, what you can do is you can just run outside of the Prime War zone, roll a little bit of a distance away, and the tree should respawn. There's a ton of Prime Wars going on right now. So there's been bugs for this today. I'll probably show a clip here if this doesn't start reloading properly. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's working. Normally within, oh, there we go. So within a couple back and forths through that border, the tree will just instantly respawn instead of waiting 3-4 minutes. And you can just go ahead and start chopping at it away again. And you just do that over and over again until you get your 2 bunny drops or your 1 bunny drop. So we didn't get it. I can't even run because I'm so low health here. Or low hydration. So you run to about where these ores are, and you'll see it click and refresh, and then the tree comes back, and it takes, from what I've experienced, about six back and forths after a fresh chop to get it to respawn. So you'll see there's 2, run in, it'll despawn, run out. There's 3. There's 4. Oh, that was even quicker. I did talk for a little bit. And then you just go ahead and chop it down again. So I'll probably only do this one more time for the sake of time for the video again. But this is all you would do. You run back to here. There's 1. And then 6 to 7 back and forths from what I've found is enough to get it to permanently stay. So there's 2. There's 3. 5, 6, 6 or 7. So it should be this one or the next one. Yep, there we go. So there's 6, and then we just go to chop it again. So this one spawns a lot faster than any of the other ones, other locations. But like I said, you do have to fight over it sometimes if other players are there. So that is the bunny. There we go. We're back again. See if we get it this time. This will be my last one. If it doesn't work, oh well. But you would just keep doing that over and over again, respawning it as fast as you can, as long as there's no people there, and just keep chopping that until you get your second drop. Now, once you get 2 Digby's or 2 bunnies or one of each, and you hit that 2 max, then you're done. No more will spawn until the next 4-hour reset. So right now, it is 12 a.m. basically. I wouldn't be able to attempt this full run again until 4 a.m. So that's basically how it works. And it's same for your weapon and armor crates, same for the gasoline trunks of cars, things like that. From what I found, the Digby's and the bunnies run on that same world timer. So keep that in mind. So now once we've farmed our Digby's, the next thing we can do is another cats run. Because it'll be a half an hour of farming Digby's. So we can go through each town again, do another full 10 worlds in every town, get another chance of getting some of the 3 different variations of cats, do that, and then we can go into shrooms. So I don't know if it's been 2 hours at this point, obviously, but normally by the time you go through and do a whole nother cats run and do a full run of Digby's and bunnies, 2 hours would have gone by. So then you can go into your second run for your shrooms. That way you can get the 2 potential drops within the 4-hour slot period, because the shrooms are only 2 hours, not 4. So then you go and do your second shroom run. Once you get your second shroom, then what I recommend is doing a butterfly run. Now the butterflies are a little bit different. They are approximately a basically every 30 minutes to an hour respawn. However, it's a little bit easier because there's multiple locations that the butterfly can spawn. The main 2 that most everyone I see farming them goes to is going to be the Alpha Institute. In the basement of the Alpha Institute, I can teleport here. Actually, no, I can't. But it's going to be here. And you just drive up your bike straight into the monolith, go down the bottom of the stairs, and by the back gate is where the butterfly can spawn. So that's one. This is one of my least favorite ones, actually, though, because the levels are usually pretty low of the butterfly if it does spawn, but it also shares a spawn with the lightning orb deviation. So I've gotten like 5 lightning orb spawns instead of a butterfly. This is the one location where you can have up to 2 deviations that spawn, so you're not guaranteed the one that we want. The other location that a lot of people go with, that I've seen other creators make videos on, is going to be this location right here in this building. You would spawn at the teleporter outside of the Gaia Treant monolith, glide down, take your motorcycle, and then basically this first building, you jump off this cliff, run across the rafters, go in the back door of this building, and in the basement of that little building, actually not the basement for this one, it's going to be right on the catwalk on the top floor. You'll just see it hovering in the air. May show a clip, may not. I actually never got any of my blue butterflies. This was the first one that I farmed like crazy. Never got a blue butterfly to drop from here. But I have had reports of people getting it, so that's why I want to include it. So that is a spawn of the butterfly. Another spawn of the butterfly, if you want the highest level butterfly potentially, is going to be actually the 73 source extraction point. It will spawn in this top building here. All of these buildings are actually like blueprint copies of the building. They're all the same building, just in different locations. So the layout is going to be the same. However, the spawn on this one is a little bit different. Instead of being on the top catwalk as the previous location, this one will spawn in the bottom room. Same as the main location that I'm going to show off here in a minute, which I'll probably show a clip of so you know the room I'm talking about. The only reason I don't like farming this one is because you have to travel through the entire base and you're going to have to shoot your way in. There's going to be a ton of enemies. There's no real easy way unless you're coming from this direction to kind of get to that building without running into a ton of enemies first. So it's kind of a trade-off. You can get the highest level butterfly from here, but it might be too much work for how long it takes you to farm it. You do have to get the butterfly, leave, drive all the way to the teleporter, change worlds, drive all the way back, do it again, fight enemies. It can be kind of annoying, so I try to avoid this one. The best one, and the one that I want to recommend, and I guarantee you once I show this, everyone's going to be going to this spot, so I'm tempted not to share it. But it's actually this location right here, and that is the Ricci securement point. So this building right here on the northern section of this little plateau is a blueprint copy of the other buildings that the butterflies spawn in, but in the Iron River territory. And the cool thing about this one is, even though it's a lower level zone, I have seen the butterflies spawn up to level 4, which is really, really good. Doesn't happen all the time. Usually it's level 2 or level 3. But what you want to do is spawn at this teleportation tower here, drive all the way around, and then come up this dirt road and then drive your dirt bike. I'll probably show the clip of me getting my blues here. I got both my blue butterflies within the same day from this location. Drive up this dirt road and then drive right up the cliff and land right at the entrance of the door that you need to walk into. Run up the stairs, go down into the bottom room that you'll see from the clip, and the butterfly will spawn in that bottom room. This location right here has been by far the most reliable blue butterfly, whether it's the Starry Night butterfly or the glistening blue butterfly. I've gotten both of them. Both of them spawned. Like I said, I farmed both the Alpha Institute and the other location for like 4 days straight. Never got a single blue butterfly to drop. The other day, I got 5 shinies in one day, 2 of which were the 2 blue butterflies, and I got them both from this location within the same day. So you just go drive around, check it. If it's not there, come back to the teleporter, change worlds, do it again, and keep repeating the 10 worlds until you've gone through all of them and gotten all the potential drops you can. Now, at this point, you're probably around the 2.5 to 3 hour mark. So once you do all 10 worlds of one butterfly, what I recommend is going to one of those secondary locations, one of those 4 different locations. There is another one, but it's not even worth pointing out. Yeah, go and do a second butterfly route. So number 8, pick another butterfly location, and then do another full 10 worlds reset, checking the butterfly in the alternate location 10 times, and do that. And that'll be another 20 plus minutes. So once you're done with all that, you're about 3 hours into it, maybe a little over 3 hours. From then, what I recommend doing is go and farm the Ravenous Hunter for your slime. And why I left that for last is because it's infinitely spawnable. You're not limited to basically gatekeeping behind hourly refresh timers and things like that. So you can take as much time as you want or as little time as you want to farm for those slimes from the Ravenous Hunter boss. If you get one, amazing. If you don't, no biggie. Farm as long as you want. And then once you're done, step number 10, the most important, take a break, eat food, and then wait for the next 4-hour reset. So if this was 12 p.m., we would get all of these checkpoints done. Then we would wait until 4 p.m. and do it all over again. Do the cats run, shrooms run, cats number 2 run, so on and so forth, and just go through that list. So yeah, hopefully this list helps you. I've been following this basically order of operations for the last like 2 or 3 days. And like I said, in a matter of a day and a half, I've gotten like 6 or 7 shiny deviants, 5 of which were in one day. I basically started doing this all yesterday, and I got 5 deviants starting at 12 p.m. till the midnight reset. I did this basically exact step-by-step thing for those 2 4-hour chunks and got 5 different shiny deviations. So hopefully this guide helps you out. I know it was a little bit longer. Be sure to check the timestamps to pick and choose which parts you want to focus on. But yeah, hopefully it helped. If it did, be sure to smash that like button, comment down below. I appreciate all of your guys' feedback. Also, if you want to keep up to date on all my future videos, consider subscribing and turn on that notification bell. And lastly, if you want to join a killer community of like-minded gamers, feel free to check the links below the instant gaming links to join us on the Discord. We have over 1,000 members in there now, many of which are playing Once Human. So hopefully you jump in and we see you guys around here soon. But until the next one, hope everyone has a great day, and we'll see you all later.